Good evening and welcome to a special edition of Growth Talk Radio Show. I'm your host, Duvalier Malone, and I'm here with Lynda LeDean. She's putting on an awesome event here for all of the actors and all of the individuals who are interested in becoming an actor. And so we're here to talk to her about this event tonight and get more information. Thank you for coming on tonight.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes.
I'm so honored to be here. I love it.
So I want you to start off by telling me a little about the event, a little background about it, how did it come about, and how people can get involved across the state of Mississippi.
Okay. Well, the event is called The Art of Being, and that is just a concept of acting. It was taught to Mr. Yohance Myles, who's going to be the host of it, by Mrs. Tommy Tania Stewart, and we all know her from In the Heat of Night and different movies and shows that she's been on. And he's going to be teaching that concept here at the East Center January 11th through 13th from 9 to 6 p.m. And the way anybody can sign up and try to take part in it is to call 601-850-9202.
Okay, now is it a fee involved, and how can people...
Yes.
Yes, and let us know about that.
Okay, well, the fee altogether is $75. There's a $25 pre-registration fee. And honestly, at that price, it cannot be beat. So many acting workshops, the median for is $150 and up. So at that price, someone of his caliber is just a very rare opportunity.
Tell us a little about Mr. Myers and his background so people can know exactly what kind of quality of actor he is and what they'll be getting.
He's an amazing actor, I must say. He is someone that is here locally. He's a professor at Jackson State University. He teaches theater. And he has about 5 movies coming up in 2013 alone. One is called Two Guns with Denzel Washington. The other one is called This Is It. This is the End, excuse me. They just released a trailer for that with Seth Rogen, James Franco, Kevin Hart, Craig Robinson from The Office. So many people. And so another one is Hours with Paul Walker, and it deals with Hurricane Katrina, the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina, and what the people who were trapped there in the hospitals had to deal with. And he's actually going to be playing a character named Dr. Edwards in that. So.
Awesome. And for all of our viewers that are out there tonight, if you're interested and if you are a youth that's between the ages of 13 and 18, and you're still in high school and you're interested in coming, I want you to contact me on my website, and Growth Talk Radio Show will actually sponsor one individual to actually attend this event, because I believe in what you're doing across the state of Mississippi. I believe that it's very needed to get students out.
So.
And tell us about the state of art here in the state of Mississippi.
Well, I had so many comments. Different people asking me about art and what I will be talking about here tonight. And I said, well, it's not art in the sense of what you think. It's art in the sense of getting out there and having a grassroots effort to just make imagination come alive again through the arts, especially with African Americans. I think so many times we watch newscasts and the saying goes, if it bleeds, it leads. And what's bleeding is many African Americans. And what's bleeding, the newscast, is African Americans bleeding. So I want to just, discuss how we can have a grassroots effort to get back to the concept of using art, poetry, dance, lyrical dance, praise dancing, as a way to combat the violence and things like that within the community.
That is very, very awesome. And so let me ask you this: with a lot of youths that I know that we have that are watching, what are your advice to them and their parents to encourage them to come out? Because sometimes in the state of Mississippi, we deal with a lot of poverty-stricken areas. So if you can give the parents just a small summary of why it is so important to get their kids out, because as I speak across the state of Mississippi, I run into so many students who are interested in becoming an actor, or actress. And so without that support and without that exposure, they will never get there. So just share with the parents a little about your background, because I know you have a strong background there in that area. Share with them why it's so important in your experience.
Okay, it's so important because it helps you to become the person that you want to be. It's not just something that you thought you could be. It helps become the person you know you can be. And that's why arts are such an important part, integral part in my life. From writing, I started ballet when I was 4. I finally stopped taking part in jazz, tap, gymnastics, all of those things when I was 26. And I said, okay, time to stop. Bone, baby, stop. We need to stop. But it helped me to just to learn teamwork. It helped me to learn ways to talk with different ethnicities. It helps me to become more polished in my demeanor and the way I speak. You just get that whole sense of culture that people talk about when you are in the arts. And it doesn't have to be necessarily dance, but things such as poetry, like I said, going to entering poetry contests and different things like that. It just helps you to become a more polished person for yourself, for any job that you may seek in the future. You can't beat it. You can't beat having involving your child in some of those things. And I know they can be expensive at times. So what I would like to do personally is come up with ways that people who are talented in drawing and things like that, we have so many great artists here and they're on display at Gallery 1 in Jackson State University, that can just have workshops. And they don't have to be a lot, like what Mr. Myles is doing. They don't have to be a lot of money. But just to foster that creativity, it's just amazing.
Awesome. That is very, very awesome. Now I want you to share with our viewers again that information so that people can get connected and get involved. For those viewers who are just signing on tonight, share that information with them again tonight.
It's called the Art of Being Actors Workshop. It's going to be held at the Mississippi East Center January 11th through 13th from 9 to 6 p.m. And it's going to be classes that are 2.5 hours, $25 pre-registration fee, $50 due the day of.
Awesome. That is very, very awesome. And again, I would like to let all our viewers know throughout the state of Mississippi and across the nation that if you have a young person who's interested in becoming an actor, to contact us on our website at duvaliermalone.com, and I'm willing to sponsor at least one student to be able to come to this event. And Lynda, I want you to wrap up with just saying just one encouraging thing, life experience that you've had, just to, encourage those people who are saying, well, I may come, I don't know if it's worth my money. Share with them an experience that you've experienced to be able to say, this is why you need to come to this event today.
Well, I've had a lot, but I must say, the one thing that sticks out in my mind is that my mother would always cut out paper dolls, and then she would give them to me, and I would glue them on a cardboard and write a story up under it and read her the story.
Wow.
Fostering my creativity to write, and so, which is why now I'm a journalist. And so, one thing, and I thank her for that, because the highlight, I must say, of my career was working on a cover story with the Washington Post. And so that was just something amazing. It's something that came to be because she showed me at an early age that I could write, and she never discouraged it. So
that's awesome. That is very, very awesome. Well, I want to thank you again for coming on to Growth Talk tonight. And anytime you're having a positive event that's displaying art across the state of Mississippi, contact us. We're willing to, have you back on the air. It's been an awesome experience
tonight.
Thank you.
And I want to say one more something, if you don't mind.
Yes.
When we look at the jail system within the United States, within Mississippi, and you see these shows, so many of them are amazing artists. Amazing artists.
Right.
If that creativity could have been fostered at an early age for them to draw and paint, the sky would have been limitless, and it would not have been in the incarceration system. So just keep that in mind.
And that goes to another point of mine before we get off the air. That's why we as the citizens of the state of Mississippi must get our state leaders and our lawmakers to put arts back in the curriculum in the state of Mississippi. Our legislators are going to session on this month, and it is very important that we get them to encourage the arts back into the system, because you brought out an excellent point. And so we want to encourage you guys to contact your lawmakers and say, let's get more fine arts back in our school systems across the state of Mississippi.
Yes.
Can we agree on that?
We can agree.
Thank you guys so much again for tuning in tonight to our special edition of Growth Talk Radio Show. I've had Ms. Lynda LeDean on tonight. Awesome segment. And as I said once again, if you guys are interested in attending this workshop, you can contact me at duvaliermalone.com. and we're interested in sponsoring a young person to attend.